holes in this Bears team.
The Bears need two of everything on the defensive line.
Bears fans out there, have an open mind.
The Blackhawks are in San Jose tonight as they look to make it 5 consecutive wins, but Patrick Kane will not play for the Hawks tonight. It's the first time since April 11th of 2015 that the Blackhawks will play a game without Kane and Jonathan Toews. Pre-game live starts now.
Max Domi on the poke check with Kane. Domi for Kane, score! The dynamic duo of Domi and Kane have brought the Hawks within one. Let's go.
Yeah, he has left this morning. Yeah, he was with the team yesterday, but as of today, he has flown back to Chicago, I think just until the situation rectifies itself either way.
That pass from McCabe knocked the stick right out of Wyatt Johnston's hand, looking for Kane to tie the game! You bet! And in a flash, it's 3-3.
I mean, is there a hotter player in the National Hockey League right now than that guy?
You feel weird without him? You know, we've missed him a few games this year, but you know, he's obviously just such a you know, focal point of this team. Just seeing him on the video this morning, definitely it's a different feeling of him not being here yet.
So Patrick Kane is back in Chicago tonight. Welcome to Blackhawks Pregame Live, presented by Chevy Drive, Chicago.com. With Kaylee Chelios and Colby Cohen, I am Pat Boyle. Hawks will try to make it 5 consecutive wins, but they won't have Kane or Sam Lafferty in their lineup. Here's what we know right now. Kane flew back to Chicago this morning. Several reports have Blackhawks and Rangers finalizing a trade for Patrick Kane. The Rangers need to clear some cap space to fit Kane under the cap and find a third-team broker. Guys, all indications are that the deal for Kane to the Rangers is imminent. What's your reaction?
I don't think there's any surprise here based on Patrick Kane's reaction when Tarasenko was traded. He was very candid about not being the happiest about it. We know that he's hungry. The performance he's put on as of late, I think, tells a lot of GMs and teams that he's ready. And I've asked a lot of players in the past who have gone through rebuilds, and they said when you're in your peak, it's the most miserable time of the year. So this was the most excited I've seen Patrick Kane, and I'm not surprised to see it kind of come down to the wire here, Colby.
I would say jarring is my first word to use. And look, I know this is something that everybody's kind of been waiting for and knowing it's been coming really since Kyle took over and he started using the words rebuild. And we've seen Kyle stick to that plan and continue to stick to that plan. But you know, talking about it and then actually hearing the framework or the speculation of the deal being done are totally different, because you're talking about a franchise icon. You're not even just talking about a star player, a guy who has spent his entire career here in the NHL. He's never worn another sweater. So, you know, I think jarring. I think these are the kind of things that send shockwaves through an entire league, not just a team.
And locker rooms as well. How challenging is it for this Blackhawks team to focus on tonight's game with the Kane situation in the background and other trades being discussed?
Yeah, to Colby's point, you know, for fans, I think it's a little bit devastating looking at the lineup tonight and not seeing Patrick Kane for those reasons. And for the players, I do think it's distracting. No matter how much you try to just play your game and walk in like any other night, the fact is he is an icon and he is a really important part of this organization and franchise moving forward. So not having him in the locker room at all, even though he's a quieter player, is a big deal.
Without a doubt. I mean, the distractions are real. I think that what this does is it says if Patrick Kane can get traded, so can I. And I think everybody gets a little bit on edge this time of year. I've gone through it as a player, even in the American League, because prospects are being thrown into these trades left and right. You're looking at your cell phone a lot. You're refreshing Twitter. It's just an uneasy time right now. And if you do see a coach show up on your caller ID, a GM, it could be for anything. They could be calling you to give you a contract, whatever. You get very nervous and very uncomfortable.
Still to come on Blackhawks Pregame Live, presented by Chevy Drive, Chicago.com. Much more on the expected Kane trade to the Rangers. Our insider, Charlie Meliodas, joins us from SAP Center with the team's reaction to Kane's departure this morning.
Blackhawks Pre-Game Live is presented by ChevyDriveChicago.com. Visit ChevyDriveChicago.com today and drive what Kane and Taves drive.
FanDuel and the NHL are changing your hockey experience. Join the #1 sportsbook power play and you can bet on the first goal of the game, first team to 5 shots on goal, or first period score. When the red light goes on, be the first to get your payout. At FanDuel, there are over 2,000 ways to play. Make every NHL moment more. Right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win.
$11% off everything. Hurry in.
For businesses of all sizes, there are a lot of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. When you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose a next-generation 10G network that's always improving, getting faster, more reliable, and more intelligent to keep you ready for today and tomorrow. The choice is clear. Make your business future-ready with the network from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
For the first time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial.
Mountain Cold Refreshment. It's Miller time. Great taste. Less filling. Cold as the Rockies. Coors commercial. Miller commercial.
Actually, it's a Blue Moon commercial.
NBC Sports Chicago and Coors Light. Just enter the Scratch and Score sweepstakes for your chance to win 2 sweet tickets to a hockey game this season and more. Enter at NBCSportsChicago.com/sweepstakes or scan the QR code now.
I'm Jonathan Taves.
And I'm Jake McCabe.
And this is Face Off.
What do we... Not weird. What do we do? Uh-oh. I'm done already, bro. Is this one?
Okay, ready?
Okay.
I like the Dark Knight.
Okay, semi-pro.
Shooter.
Talladega Nights.
007.
Old school.
That's a good one. I like Step Brothers.
Pineapple Express.
Chicken.
Short rib.
Salad.
My full name is Jacob Paul McCabe.
I don't believe you. I couldn't think of one. There was nothing. Did I not do that one? There's nothing interesting about me.
Cheerios. Honey Bunches of Oats. Lucky Charms. Count Chocula. I didn't have any left anyway.
Wow, what a good set of eyes.
Great eyebrows, bro.
That's messed up. He's got thick ones too.
I know.
I should have went right back.
The Hawks grab the puck. It's Kane. Kane shoots, scores! Tie game. Patrick Kane, his second goal of the night. How about that for a hat trick from Patrick Kane here on home ice?
here in Chicago, and Patrick Kane is now hat-trick Kane in this game.
And here's Patrick Kane with 2 seconds in OT. Kane scores! At the horn! Here we go!
The time was expired, therefore, no goal. That was as cool as it gets, wasn't it?
The best goal that never happened, Zach. Max Domi on the poke check with Kane. Domi for Kane, score! The dynamic duo of Domi and Kane have brought the Hawks within 1. Let's go. That pass from McCabe knocked the stick right out of Wyatt Johnston's hand. Looking for Kane to tie the game. You bet. And in a flash, it's 3-3.
I mean, is there a hotter player in the National Hockey League right now than that guy?
In a word, Sharpie, no. Tonight's Chevy player profile, the hottest player in the National Hockey League, Patrick Kane. 7 goals, 3 assists over his last 4. That matches a career high over that span for him. He was 1/100th of a second from making that 8 goals. Kane's play the last 2 weeks certainly quieted critics who said some GMs around the league felt Kane's health was hurting his trade value. We welcome in our insider, Charlie Roumeliotis from San Jose. Charlie, what was the team's reaction at morning skate as they found out Kane was on his way back to Chicago and likely being traded to the Rangers?
Yeah, Pat, it's one of those things where you know it's coming, but until it doesn't actually happen, it doesn't hit you. So it really hit them this morning at morning skate. We walked into the locker room at SAP Center, and Patrick Kane did not have a stall at his locker, and you can feel the void. Here's what Connor Murphy had to say about it.
Of course, yeah, the same feeling that I'm sure the whole fan base has. It's just the impact he has on what he's done with Chicago, and it's kind of hard to put in words the impact that he's made over the years and the career he's had with Chicago, and what he's helped make the Blackhawks into what it is today. So it's something that's hard. Yeah, it's hard to express the meaning of him not being a Blackhawks sweater, really.
Yeah, so Murphy summed it up perfectly there. It's hard to envision a Blackhawks team without Patrick Kane, but that's becoming a reality right now.
Yeah, Charlie, what has to be done to finalize this deal with the Rangers? What are you hearing there?
Yeah, so it feels like the framework is in place for a Patrick Kane deal, and they're just trying to make the money work right now, right? And you look at, obviously, you're going to get a third-party broker involved. The Blackhawks are going to retain 50% of the salary. The third team is going to retain 25% of the salary. And then the Rangers just need to create the cap space to fit in Kane. They traded Vitaly Kravtsov to Vancouver. That's step 1. And then they placed Jake Lecision on waivers. So after he clears tomorrow, then they can start accruing cap space, Pat, unless there's an injury.
And there happens to be an injury. Rangers defenseman Ryan Lindgren was injured in today's game against Washington. Gallant says it's day-to-day, but it didn't look good. How could that injury impact this deal?
Yeah, so Lindgren has a $3 million cap hit, and if the Rangers place him on long-term injured reserve on Sunday, that could instantly open up the cap space for the Rangers to then pull the trigger on a Patrick Kane deal sooner than later. If not, the Rangers are going to have to wait closer to the deadline. I believe it's Wednesday to fit Kane in.
Charlie, bring us up to date on 2 other Blackhawks being mentioned in trade rumors, Sam Lafferty and Jake McCabe.
Yeah, so Sam Lafferty is being held out of the lineup tonight for roster management reasons, so I imagine he's going to get traded ahead of the March 3rd trade deadline. I know Tampa Bay and Edmonton are 2 teams that have shown interest. And then with Jake McCabe, too, I feel like everyone's just waiting for the Jacob Chychrun domino to fall, and once that does, then I feel like there is going to be a market for Jake McCabe. But I wouldn't be surprised if both of them are packaged in a deal together so the Blackhawks could secure a first-round pick.
Charlie, appreciate the knowledge as always.
Thanks, Pat.
Do you guys think Kane's 10 points in the last 4 games played a role for teams like the Rangers to want to trade for him?
I think if there was any question that he was hurt or that nagging injury was something GMs could hold over him, it's no longer a factor anymore. I do think with the Rangers specifically, it's going to be a challenge for Kyle Davidson and the executive team, though, just because right now New York really holds all the power in Chris Drury, in the sense that it was reported by ESPN that they didn't want to give up a first-round pick. So if this truly is the destination that Patrick Kane wants to go to, then I think Kyle Davidson is going to do everything in his power to make sure he satisfies both parties, and the Blackhawks are getting a large haul in response.
Yeah, and I look at it, and I don't think that the last 10 points has made all that much of a difference. Like I saw what Pat Brisson said the other day, his agent, he's a unicorn. I think every playoff team, if he would have said, this is where I want to go, they would have said, okay, let's make a deal happen. Now, it's been widely reported that this is the only place he wanted to go. I think we speculated this back in the beginning of the year, and it still holds true today. And Kaylee, I completely agree with you. Kyle Davidson has a very difficult job right now because there's no leverage here. There's zero leverage here, and I think making Patrick Kane happy is more important to the organization than getting the best deal. I think this is a very rare situation, and so I think Patrick Kane is a unicorn, and like I said, I think if he would have said, I want to go here, that team would have made it happen.
Yeah, again, the trade has not been finalized to the Rangers, but when it is, Kane will exit Chicago, ranked third or fourth in most offensive categories. And look, he is a unique guy. He is, can arguably be called the greatest Blackhawk of all time, certainly can be called the greatest U.S.-born hockey player of all time. And I think it's not far-fetched that Kane could come back to the Blackhawks at some point to finish his career. Still to come here on Blackhawks Pregame Live, presented by ChevyDriveChicago.com. We will tell you the franchise record the Hawks have set this season thanks to their never-quit approach. As we head to break, check out what Kane did exactly 1 year ago tonight.
Held in Jones. Gave it to the Cat. Comes rink wide. There's Kane. He shoots. Scores! Patrick Kane snapped it short side. Top shelf. The Hawks on the power play to tie things up. Back for Seth Jones. Finding Kane. Center one. Tip. They score! What a pass. Patrick Kane. A hot feed in front. And the Blackhawks come through the power play to take the lead.
It may hit the New Jersey Devils defenseman cutting in front. But nonetheless, it's a goal for Patrick Kane.
Now a turnover to Kane. He's got to tap in. The extra point from Aviator Red. And his fourth point of the night.
It's a hat trick for Patrick Kane.
Hey, JR, what's the hardest skill in hockey?
For me, it was the sauce pass. There's nobody in the world that does it better than Patrick Kane.
Do you think you can teach me someday?
Sure.
Sauce pass. You still got it, JR.
I know. It's a sauce.
You could win big with NBC Sports Chicago and Coors Light. Just enter the Scratch and Score sweepstakes for your chance to win 2 sweet tickets to a hockey game this season and more. Enter at NBCSportsChicago.com/sweepstakes or scan the QR code now.
He strikes again with PointsBet. With our exclusive Lightning bets, you can bet live on the next play, minute by minute. Or build a live same-game parlay right in the middle of the action. Sign up now and get 5-second chance bets up to $100 each. PointsBet, your move.
Hi, Chicago. I'm Brian Cranston.
And I'm Aaron Paul at Benny's Beverage Depot.
Try our Dos Hombres Mezcal made from hand-selected agave in a small village in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Get it at Benny's with all of your favorites.
And if you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Cheers.
No look at the jam!
Separate. He just slid right back to the spot.
Russo to one. Takes it in and scores.
Season reboot presented by NerdWallet. The smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
The Fabelmans is yours to own.
Once there was a way.
Winner of the Golden Globe for Best Picture of the Year.
Get back. What kind of movie are we gonna make?
And Best Director Steven Spielberg.
I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't know what to do anymore.
It's the movie we've been waiting 45 years for Steven Spielberg to make.
You do what your heart says you have to.
The Fabelmans.
I will sing a lullaby.
Do you want to be a better investor? Public.com is an investing platform that helps you build, grow, and manage your portfolio easier than ever before. With Public's powerful tools, you control how you invest. You can seamlessly view and track your performance, create a customized investing strategy, and invest in stocks, ETFs, and crypto all in one place. Get the tools you need to build a better portfolio. Sign up. Build a better portfolio with Public.com.
Sports Chicago. Don't forget the name. It's on.
You know, I've said it all year. These guys don't quit.
Patrick Kane behind the net. Looking for Domi. He scores! Max Domi from Patrick Kane. A power play goal for the Hawks. And they're right back in this thing, Sharpie.
What a play by these two. And another beautiful pass from Showtime.
Max Domi on the poke check with Kane. Domi for Kane. Score! The dynamic duo of Domi and Kane have brought the Hawks within one.
Let's go.
Would look bad if I missed that one, so I was just thinking just don't double tap it and make sure it crosses the line.
That pass from McCabe knocked the stick right out of Wyatt Johnston's hand. Looking for Kane to tie the game! You bet! And in a flash, it's 3-3.
I mean, is there a hotter player in the National Hockey League right now than that guy?
Start feeling good, start feeling confident. I think things are just clicking.
Up to the line. Miller blocked by Max Domi, and Max Domi has a chance. Domi shoots, scores! The Dominator!
He just found a way to beat two of the best teams in the West on a back-to-back with travel in there. I mean, very limited sleep, and that's mental toughness. So you need that to win in this league, and I think they're getting first-hand exposure to that. So it's great for our group.
4 straight wins for the Blackhawks. 2 of those come from behind victories. Let's take a look at Aurelio's sauce pass, or passes, should I say. Go back to Wednesday in Dallas. Patrick Kane, the Sultan of sauce, saucing to Max Domi for the Hawks' first goal. Then 5 minutes later, this time it's Domi returning the favor to Kaner with a little saucy setup of his own. And to complete the trifecta, Philip Kurashev, maybe the best sauce pass of the night, assisting on Kane's second marker of the game. That's the Aurelio's sauce pass. Aurelio's pizza. It's the sauce. Not our Chevy eye in the opponent. Erik Karlsson leads all NHL defensemen in goals, assists, and points this season. This is what he's done in the last 20 games since the Blackhawks and Sharks last met. He's got 5 goals and 18 assists. He's a +5 while averaging 26 minutes of ice time. Karlsson had 2 helpers on New Year's Day at the United Center. He's also been mentioned quite a bit in trade rumors. Time now for Storylines, powered by PointsBet. New customers receive a second chance on their first 5 bets, up to $100 by scanning the QR code on the screen. With PointsBet Power Hour, you get access to free bets, boosted odds, and more. Download the app today. Get your swagger back with PointsBet. PointsBet, your move. So our storyline tonight, first team to score. Hawks have been in comeback mode a lot this season. PointsBet has the odds of San Jose scoring first at -155. They have the Hawks to score first at +120. Give us a scouting report on the Sharks team.
Yeah, I mean, look out for Erik Karlsson. You just mentioned his numbers, and he's been in trade talks as well, having a career season and such a threat all over the ice, especially offensively. But the Sharks have won 2 of their last 6, including a 4-0 shutout against the Seattle Kraken. So certainly a team you don't want to underestimate here, Colby.
Yeah, a little bit of a team that is in transition as well. They've got a new general manager, new head coach. I think a lot of their players, Timo Meier's not going to play tonight. They are on the trade deadline or the trade block. But I want to go back to Erik Karlsson. you know, communication becomes so important against a team like San Jose because Karlsson doesn't just play one position. He's all over the offensive zone. If you're a winger, your head's got to be on a swivel, and you've got to talk to the D, and you got to make sure that you're passing him off and communicating to make sure he doesn't get wide open in the slot. So that'll be a task. But ultimately, this is a very winnable game for the Blackhawks.
Remember, you can add extra excitement to games this season by signing up with PointsBet, and we'll recap that storyline on our post-game show. Let's take a look at the lines tonight. Luke Richardson's going to go with 11 forwards and 7 D. It'll be on the second line, Tyler Johnson, Cole Gutman, and Radish, Blackwell Dickinson, and David Gust. What a story he is. 29 years of age from Orland Park. Almost quit the game of hockey last summer after winning the Calder Cup with the Chicago Wolves. Tonight, plays in his first game. It wasn't long ago that he was attending Hawks games as a fan.
Yep, yeah, I've grew up watching them, all the cups, everything. So it's kind of a dream come true.
Do you have any memories from those Blackhawks cups?
Yeah, I was actually at one of the games in 2015, the game that they hoisted it. So that was cool. And then just growing up, like I said, how could you not cheer for those teams during that dynasty time?
The Hawks are rewarding some AHL vets with NHL accents. Well, more on Gust making his debut on this night coming up in just a bit. D pairings, again, they'll go with 7. Mitchell's back in the lineup. McCabe was under the weather yesterday, so we'll have to monitor how he's feeling throughout this game. Hawks with their 8th multi-goal comeback win of the season the other night. That is a franchise record. What does that say about the character of this team when, well, first of all, you don't want to be down so much, but the ability to come back and fight in these games?
They're not out of it. I think a lot of teams underestimated the Blackhawks going back to the beginning of the season when they were doing it with regularity that first month or so, but that just is a testament to the coaching staff, and they have this team working. They have players staying late at the morning skates and practices because they're enjoying being there. They're enjoying the process, and I think to be able to not just come back in games, but to put up highlight reel goals like they did in Dallas the other night is another story.
It just shows a level of care. I think this time of year it'd be pretty easy to pack it in some nights. Look, I don't see the Anaheim Ducks having these level of comebacks. I really don't, and I think it just shows you the difference, the compete, the care level. That always starts with your head coach.
All right, Peter Mrazek in net for the Blackhawks. Give me a Hawk who could end up being one of the 3 stars tonight. We can't go with our, I can't go with 88.
We've been 88 for the last 5. I'll go with Gutman. I'm going to stay on that train this time, too.
You know what? I was going to say Cole Gutman, but you know what? David Gust making the NHL debut, local kid, unreal story. We'll talk more about him throughout the evening, but let's see what David Gust has to offer us tonight.
All right. That's going to do it for Blackhawks pregame live, presented by ChevyDriveChicago.com. The Blackhawks and Sharks are coming your way next. Chris Vosters and Patrick Sharp will have the call. We'll see you in a bit.
Calling all doers. The ones who roll up their sleeves and get things done. Where others see obstacles, you draw inspiration. When others settle for the status quo, you advocate for change.
Hello, friends, it's Colleen, and welcome to St. Xavier.
If purpose and passion drive you, join us. Together, we'll forge the path to a brighter tomorrow.
Let's go. Lockdown's over. It seems like only yesterday you were just a child at play. Life is brief, but when it's gone, love goes on and on.
So a 2-2 tie, 28 seconds left.
Chicago down 1, holds up for the game.
There we go with the kickoff. He'll probably try to squib it, and he does.
There's a high fly ball deep to right.
Oh, he got it.
He shoots. He scores. Bayer Aspirin, official sponsor of Fans' Hearts.
What a wild one.
For the first time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial.
Mountain Cold Refreshment. It's Miller time. Great taste. Less filling. Cold as the Rockies.
Coors commercial.
Miller commercial.
Actually, it's a Blue Moon commercial.
It's fitting that as the Hawks head west, the team is on a heater.
Domi shoots, scores!
With a 4-game win streak against some of the best teams in the NHL.
They're one of the most exciting teams in the last week to watch right now.
Tonight, Chicago looks to bring the heat to San Jose.
One of the NHL's hottest teams, as Kaylee Chelios mentioned, but playing in an unseasonably cool San Jose tonight. Patrick Marleau, one of the game's all-time greats, had his jersey retired moments ago. Blackhawks hockey on the West Coast is brought to you by Xfinity. Welcome to Blackhawks After Dark. Patrick Sharp, Chris Vosters. Patrick, really the theme of our open tonight as we count down to Blackhawks Sharks. Of course, my broadcast partner, Patrick Sharp. Patrick Marleau, we just had his jersey retired. No one has played more games in NHL